So the next step is to open up another file. So we're going to go up to our home button. We are going to go to open. And this time we are going to open our octopus sketch. Boom, there we are. We're going to hit Command A to select all, Command C to copy, and then we're going to go back. We're going to go hit Command, oh, no, don't hit anything. We're going to go to our Pokemon ball. We're going to do a solid color. And this time we're going to do kind of like a light cream color around there. It's pretty good. Hit OK. And then we are going to go to our mask once again. So hit Alt, click on the mask, Command V, Command T to transform. And I'm going to make it a lot smaller. And I'm going to throw it, let's see, where am I going to throw it? Right around, I'm going to rotate it a little bit. Kind of like that. I don't know, maybe a little bigger. I'm pretty cool with it. Like's alright. Like's pretty good. Boop. Hit enter to say, yep, I'm cool with that. As always, we need to hit Command D to deselect. Make sure you select your mask and invert it. Command I. Right, so what I have left are some crazy squid tentacles. So this time what we're going to do is we're actually going to fill these in. And so we're going to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to go drag this down, make a copy of it. And I'm actually going to use my original one. So I'm going to double click on my, or not double click, I'm sorry. I'm going to go to my mask, which is here, Alt click. And I'm going to use my magic wand tool. And so we kind of talked about the magic wand tool a little bit in the last project. I'm going to change up here are my sorry, I can't talk. Up here are my controls, like my settings, and I'm going to set my tolerance to 32. Most of you are actually probably already have that. You want to make sure it's the contiguous is clicked on. I'm not gonna lie, not 100% sure what that does, but I know it works. So I'm gonna click on this, and what I actually want selected is the octopus legs, not the background. So I'm gonna go select, inverse, and then now what we're gonna do is to actually expand our selection just a little bit to make sure that everything gets filled in properly. So I'm going to go to select, modify, expand, and I'm going to expand it by 1. That should be good. Cool. It doesn't look like it did much, but it actually did do something. It expanded and made everything, the selection go out just like a tiny bit. And so the next step is to fill this in. So there's a couple different ways we can do it. If I hold down Option, Delete, it'll just fill it in because my white is on top. The other way you could do it is you could go to Paintbrush, make sure opacity is at 100%, your flow is at 100%, and then you basically just like, right, scribble all over the top of it. Okay, let's get out of our mask. Option or Alt, click on that. We're going to deselect, and so what we see now is this kind of big mass here, but we need to change the fill color. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this lower color. I'm going to click on it, double click, and I want it to be the same color as my background of my big red tree. So, okay, cool. And now we have that. So once again, what we're going to do, just like we've done for everything else to keep things symmetrical, we are going to make a copy of it. So I'm actually going to hold down Shift to make sure I select both of these layers. I'm going to drag them down to the plus square button. Right? You're like, what? Did it even do anything? Yes, it did. I'm going to hit Command T, Control click, flip horizontally. I'm going to drag it over. And if I hold down Shift when I drag, it keeps things either in straight lines or at like 45s. So I'm going to make it so it's symmetrical. That looks good. You know what? I'm actually going to bring it in just a little bit. And then I'll do the same with the other one to keep it symmetrical. So I'm looking at like where some of those tentacle bits are at. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty symmetrical. Actually, I'm going to make these all. Actually, let's do this. So I'm going to select them all. I'm going to group them. Command G. I'll call this tentacles or oct. Either way. I'm actually going to resize it. I want to make it a little bit bigger. Cool. I think I like that a little bit better. For this next bit, we're actually going to do a similar thing that we did with the octopus tentacles, but this time we're actually going to do it with one of the flowers. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back into one of our flowers, and I'm just going to duplicate it. So I'm going to go to there. So I made a copy, and I'm actually going to drag it to the very top. Really pay attention to your little blue lines here, because if you see how it makes a rectangle around that whole folder. If I drop it there, it's just going to land in that flower folder. So I actually want to make sure it's a straight line above, so that way I know it's outside of that folder. Okay, so let's do this. The first thing I'm going to do is to so I have it's right now it's outlined. I'm going to go to normal. I'm going to go to opacity at 100%, and I'm going to change my color to that red that I've been using already. Cool. So I'm going to take that. Actually, I'm going to bring it down. It's about here ish. I'm going to Command T, so I'm going to make it bigger. Remember, if I hold down Option, it'll expand out of the center. So I'm going to go right around, I don't know, right around there. I'm actually going to bring it down a little bit. Let's go a little bit bigger. Well, I'm okay with that. Let's go there. And I'm going to make a duplicate. And then I'm going to go into my mask. And we're going to do the same thing that we had done earlier. So let's take our magic wand, select out here, and I'm going to select inverse. I'm going to select modify, expand. It should be at 1 already. Hit OK. And then actually I'm going to fill it in just like we did before. So I'm going to hit Alt Delete, right? Because if I look over here, my white is on top. Alt Delete basically just fills in that white. Cool. I'm going to hit deselect. One of the things I just kind of noticed right away is that like there's this line that's right here, which I don't want that there because that's going to show up. So I'm just going to take my paintbrush with black I'm going to fill. Oh, I have a soft brush. Go to hard brush. Make it smaller. Actually, I'm going to get rid of those little dots too. I see there's a little bit of a line hiding up there too. I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to get out of my mask. Alt or Option, click on the mask. There we go. So I need to change the color of that fill, which is underneath. I know it's this one. And this time I'm gonna select the inside, right? So it's actually the inverse of what my octopus arms are. I'm gonna group them. Command G, so they stay together. Label that. Center flower. I'm actually going to, I cannot spell apparently, make a copy of that. And I'm going to bring it down low. Oh. Oh, I know why. Because my auto select is on. There we go. So I'm going to actually bring a version of that there. I'm actually going to make another copy. Command T to transform. Actually, I kind of like that there. Now we'll bring this over here. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, we're going to actually... You know what? I'm going to do it this way. Just bring it down like this. That's pretty good. Same thing. Copy. Bring it over here. But I actually want, I think I like this one on top. I'm going to drag it, make sure. Right there. So I'm pretty cool with that. I think I'm actually going to bring this flower up a little bit higher into that area and actually expand it. So Command T, I'm going to go bigger. Actually, I'm going to make this one, I think, a smidge smaller. And these two a smidge smaller too. So I'm pretty cool with that. Cool. Once again, I would save here. And then the next step is we're going to start bringing in those skulls.